Hey, hey, welcome everyone to USA Crypto Group. Today we have Forever Farm for this AMS session. At the core, Forever Farm is a self-sustaining yield farming platform designed to give you passive income and a good return on your investment. Like always, this AMS session is for informational and educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, and there's no commitment to the team. With that, I'd like to welcome Rick from the team. Rick, awesome to have you here, brother. If you can start out introducing yourself, talk about your team, and talk about the experience that you have had in the crypto space.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Rick, right? I'm a crypto influencer, I guess you could say. I have my own YouTube channel. So I've been around the crypto game now since 2017, been making videos for that long as well. So been through some ups, been through some downs, and I started developing projects now about a year and a half ago because I got sick of what everybody else got sick of, and that's dealing with rugs, right? I knew there had to be a better way. So I started fine-tuning some contracts and actually built a strong team around us where now we have developers on the team that are in-house, so they're creating customized code, people that we trust, people that we can work with on Forever Farm and other projects as well. So there are other projects out there that are linked to Forever Farm, as you've seen, I'm sure, in some of the posts. There's a Kennelsphere NFT game that Forever Farm is going to be joining. So that's actually, I'm the co-founder of Kennelsphere as well. So you can see kind of a little bit of a trajectory, a path of where things can go there. They've been around now for about a year and a half, just released their NFT game a little while ago, brand new rebranded website. So now we have an in-house team of about 5 people, all with different backgrounds and different strengths, different weaknesses, right? So we have marketing people such as myself, and we have coders that are on the team. We have graphic designers. We have people that can really handle anything that these projects need, because whatever launches next week with Forever Farm isn't what it's going to be in 6 months, right? Because that's how you have to stay alive. You have to keep evolving, keep innovating as any project. So really important to have people around you that you trust, that you know, and really share the same vision as you. So that's where I'm at today with the Forever Farm team, and extremely excited about what's coming.
Awesome introduction there, Rick. Yeah, so you are a YouTube influencer, specifically crypto influencer. 109,000 followers. Amazing. You're like a celebrity.
A very small one. You're right. I don't get recognized anymore out there, out and about, which is good. I don't go out and about too much. That's probably why I stay in this studio, in this basement of mine.
I like that. As long as you make the money, I don't care. I can care less about being famous or being recognized, So I'm very reserved as well. So awesome, Rick. So for those that are listening right now, apparently your name is Forever Farm. Can you give us a little kind of your thought process why you create that name and how it's related to the project?
Yeah. So obviously, one of the most important and hardest parts of starting these projects is liquidity, right? That's always one of the hardest things. And I've always been so big on, fair launch and trying to figure out how we can get it from the smallest market cap to the largest market cap. But one of the things I've always run into as a problem is just the liquidity. So if you don't have enough liquidity, one buy looks like you're mooning, and one sell, it looks like we're rugging, right? Because the chart is just so volatile if you don't have the liquidity. So I started creating these farming pools on places like Tossdis and all these other, third-party companies that provide that service. And one of the things that I just didn't like was how it was set up. Like you had to set it up for a specific date, and it expired, and it was impossible to send additional rewards to, and just kind of clunky in the world that we live in. People don't want it to end, right? Every time it ended, I had to worry about who's going to pull that liquidity now and sell because it's over. I had to create another one, and it just was such a hassle. And at its core, that's what DeFi is all about, is farming. So for those that don't really understand what yield farming is that's when you provide liquidity through PancakeSwap or whatever decentralized exchange you're utilizing. You get these little things called LP tokens in return for all your precious crypto you just sent them. They usually just kind of sit in your wallet and collect 0.3% of the trade, which is garbage, right? Because you're sharing that 0.3% with everybody else providing liquidity. So there's this way that we can reward and incentivize people to do that. So you stake those liquidity tokens and you earn additional Forever Farm tokens in this case. So that's where the yield farming comes from. And so that's, a grand scheme of things, that's where it's at. But what we're doing is so different, yet very similar. So it's not a brand new, section of DeFi. It's just a great innovation of it. Somebody made the bread. We just figured out how to slice it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So so for those listening, that's pretty much what yield farming is, right? Is that you deposit your coin into the LP, and Rick is correct about the LP liquidity pool. That's the most crucial part of the project, right? And to have a stable LP, it just it ensures stability in the project, so it doesn't fluctuate too much, right? So let's say a person sell one thing, it doesn't, you just don't lose 40%, or somebody buys something, you just don't gain like 100%. So stability is big of what they call that volatility, right? We don't want too much volatility. So that's what difference between yield farming and staking is. That staking, you just stake the your coin, and it's based off you have a time frame, right? Versus yield farming, for your case, Rick, there is no time frame with your case as well, right?
Yeah, not only is there no time frame, but even if you go on PancakeSwap, they're very good at kind of masking it. But if you look at their code, if you look at their farms, even those expire. Even those have a specific amount of rewards that are in that pool that can't be increased. So the APY will increase and decrease depending on who is actually in there in farming, but there's no way to juice those rewards with their existing contracts. And we'll get into one of those things, but that's one of the biggest differences that we have, is we can actually juice the APY, juice the rewards, and keep the farm going forever. Keep the pool and the APY increasing, and making sure that everybody's getting their passive income without minting, without rebase, and without touching our total token supply, which is a huge, huge thing in farming.
Yeah, that is huge. That's actually very unique. You know what, Rick, why don't we just go in depth on that? Because I think since we're on the same topic now, why don't we just talk about that right now? Very interesting what you just said.
Yeah, so one of the biggest things you'll see when you're doing any yield farm out there, right? It's very similar on, new dexes do it all the time. They'll release like 1% of their total supply, and that's it. So you'll see the prices just through the roof high. Everybody's, popping champagne bottles thinking that they're going to be the next billionaire. But there's 99% of their total supply that are getting pumped out into the market. Or even worse, they're getting minted new tokens to supply the rewards, which is just a disaster, right? That's a Ponzi scheme all in of itself. If you're minting and minting and minting, what's going to happen? People are going to sell them eventually, and your price is going to continuously go down. So Forever Farm has a total supply of 100,000 tokens. Very simple. We'll never have 100,001. You can't do it. Not possible. You can verify that on BSC scan. It's a total lock supply, so there's no minting, there's no rebase, there's none of that. But what we've done is we've given ourselves the ability in this yield farm to add additional rewards as we go. So we're going to start with 20% of the supply that is in rewards. So very, very small compared to the supply that's going to be out there, 50% in the pre-sale, and then the other 30% for liquidity. At listing, 0 team tokens, none of that nonsense that you see out there, no influencer wallets or anything to get dumped on or anything like that. So what you're going to see here is we have the game that's starting at launch as well with Chemosphere. So every single time somebody's minting our NFTs or trading our NFTs in the game, it's creating a buyback of Forever Farm, and those that are bought back are automatically sent to the staking APY to increase the APY. So every single interaction with the game is increasing the APY for the farming. So that means as people are seeing the great APY, as people are playing the game, it's going to continue to stay healthy. It's going to continue to stay exciting. It could continue to increase. In addition to that, we have some absolutely crazy contract features that you guys have never seen before. Any of you guys in AutoRise with me have seen a little bit of it. So there's some stuff we'll get into here in a second with that, but just the farming itself, having the ability to add rewards as we go without having to create new pools, that is a next level thing. So you tie that in with the ecosystem of the game, and that's what you get, is a true ecosystem. Multiple use cases, multiple utilities automatically working together with smart contracts. That's what an ecosystem is supposed to be, and that's what we're bringing you with Forever Farm.
Awesome, Rick. So what you're saying is that anyone that mints an NFT over in Canosphere, which is a partner that you guys have with, a fee will kick into the pool. Is that correct? Is that correct?
So 50% of what is bought, right? So say it's 0.1 BNB to mint the NFT. Half of that will actually be used to buy back Forever Farm from the market, from the open market right off PancakeSwap, and automatically sent to the farming reward pool, increasing the APY every single time.
Okay, so it buys back. Okay, 50% buys back and sent to the rewards pool. Okay, sounds great. And with your tokens, you have 100,000 fixed token, which can never be produced anymore, which is okay. And so when the people farm, they farm to get. So they send in the token. They put in the token, you get additional Forever Farm tokens, correct?
That is correct. You're farming Forever Farm and BNB, right? That's how you provide liquidity, is 50% of each. And then you're earning more Forever Farm tokens.
Okay, awesome. Now, regarding the farms, now, if those are listening right now, they say, well, yield farming is very complex. What would you say to that with your protocol?
Well, the beauty of it is you don't have to be a coder to push a button. So on our Dapp, there's a button. It simply says provide liquidity. You click that, it brings you to the exact page. All you have to do from there is choose how much you want to provide. You can choose either the BNB side, it will auto-populate the Forever Farm side, or you can choose the Forever Farm side, it will auto-populate the BNB side for you. It looks exactly like you're trading on PancakeSwap. It's all done through PancakeSwap, so the user interface is very, very easy. And we've made it unbelievably easy to access that area, to utilize it. So just a couple clicks. So you don't have to be super smart to make a couple clicks. If you made it here to this AMA, you can figure out how to farm on Forever Farm.
Perfect. Now, for those that say maybe, maybe there could be permanent losses involved, what would you say to that there, Rick?
If they're talking about impermanent losses, I love you, right? And that happens because if you're not farming, right, the reward from PancakeSwap is garbage. So providing liquidity without farming that liquidity is very risky and usually a losing scenario. So that's why it's so important for the projects to be able to sustain aggressive APYs on the farming rewards so you outpace any of that impermanent loss nonsense that you have to worry about.
100%. And with that said, you have that NFT 50% going back into the pool. So that's what the protocol is designed to do, correct? Correct.
Yeah, that's a piece of it. So that's a perfect time to talk about the real next level code on this contract. So
let's do it.
My previous project, which is still running, it's also part of the Canosphere NFT game. It's called AutoRise. And what we figured out, I can't say because I have an amazing dev that I take all the credit for. He does all the hard work, and I take all the credit for it. So I love that. But what he figured out how to do was to find a way to actually increase the price of the token without a rebase with the push of a button. It's next level stuff. And what it was doing is there's a way you can actually pull tokens, not BNB, right? Pull tokens out of liquidity and send it to the burn address, which changes the ratio of BNB to tokens in liquidity, which instantly increases the price, because that's all a DEX is just ratios, right? So what we've done is we've tweaked that. Now, instead of burning those tokens, with one push of a button, we can pull tokens out of our liquidity pool, send them to the reward pool, and increase both the price of Forever Farm on the exchange, as well as the APY simultaneously, without a rebase and without minting, and nobody else has anything even close to that.
That's very unique. I have not heard of that. That's actually very interesting, actually, because what rewards, for the rewards for yield farming is pretty much are set by the liquidity pool that is subject to the fluctuations in accordance to the price of the token, right? So now you guys figured out a way how to pull out from the LP, which reduce the supplies, right? So it increases the price, but you can send it back to the pool, which you get 2 double dips. So that is it means strategies for you guys to be aggressive on the APY for the people who are putting in their tokens or the BNB for yield farming to ensure that it overcome that impermanent loss.
Exactly, right. That's where the game comes in. That's where the ability of the contract comes in. So my suggestion right now, financial advice, even I'm not giving financial advice. I know better than that. Read my disclaimers on my YouTube channel, right? So we don't do financial advice either. But what I will do and what I will suggest others look into doing is, if you say you have one BNB that you want to put into Forever Farm, I would buy a half a BNB worth of Forever Farm and then use the other half for liquidity. Because that's going to be the real win here, is we are going to be very aggressive in rewarding those that provide liquidity. Because at the end of the day, the more BNB we have in liquidity, the more we can pump the price healthy without having to worry about volatility. So it's going to be a very aggressive push to reward farmers. And that's at the core of this project, is really what it is. This is our chance at true decentralized finance without limits and truly in the community control, which is going to be something really, really special to watch. You layer in that contract with that ability, with an amazing utility in the NFT battle game, and this is it's set up for success from every single angle. And when you start combining, my ability on YouTube with the partners that I have in the space that are also influencers on Telegram and all those things, I mean, it's going to get very, very exciting here this week. And after launch, trust me when I tell you, we got some stuff up our sleeve that's going to really, really bring some excitement to this project.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. So now for those that say, why aren't you guys doing staking? Why not yielding only? Now looking at the project now, because you can actually gain way more high APY in accordance to your strategies there. And it seems like you guys have worked out those strategies to ensure that the APY is so much greater than your regular staking platform. Is that correct?
Yeah, and we actually thought about that as well. Is do we do staking and farming? But the reality is, everything that's staked while it's locked up and staked and all that, it's not benefiting the project or the community as much as if it was put towards liquidity, right? Because again, it's so important for the LP of this project to be nice and healthy, because the healthier it is, the more I can push that button and pump the price. Right? So that's really what it's all about. And every time I pump the price, guess what else gets pumped is the APY. So while you have the weak hands who jump at the price, you'll have the smart people who jump at the APY, knowing that, yeah, this might dip because these clowns are going to, sell some, but the APY isn't going to dip, right? They're going to enjoy that increased APY, and knowing that I can once again hit the button and pump the price at any time. So it really does add this kind of element of fun to it as well, knowing that if somebody goes out there and sells 5 BNB worth, I might just go pump the price to piss them off, right? And I've done that on AutoRise so many times. We have so much fun with it in our chat and in our community that it became a thing. Like every time somebody sold, they'd be like, "Oh, here it comes the pump."
I love it. I was going to ask you that. Do you have a system in place to determine when you guys going to hit that button? But it just kind of all depends on your assessment of the situation at the time, right?
Yeah, you have to be, flexible with the market keep your eye on the liquidity, keep your eye on the sentiment, right? Are people starting to pull liquidity and not stay or not farm? Well, then you need to juice the APY and, you know, figure that out. But also there is in the contract an auto feature. So I'm not going to tell you how much and I'm not going to tell you how often, but the contract automatically does that as well. So even if I fall asleep for a couple days, you know, hanging out with my kids or whatever, and nobody's there to push the button, the contract's automatically pushing the button as well.
That is awesome. I'm actually very excited to see how this works out. Like you said, this has not been done. I have not heard about this, at least not coming through here for an AMA at least. So yeah, very excited to see. Now, have you guys tested all these out already? I mean, obviously, right, Rick?
Yeah, that would be, if I said no to that, you should end this AMA and kick me right out of here and never talk to me again. Yes, everything is fully tested. We have the audit done. So on GemPad, we have a diamond tier presale, which means audit, which means KYC, which means doxed, which means they believe in what the story is, what this potential is, and where this project is going so much they gave us the diamond tier. So yes, everything has been fully tested, not just the farming app and the contract, but legitimately the concept has been tested with one of my previous projects. And that is one of the coolest things is we got to really test it out in the real world, see how it worked, see what did work, what didn't work, get the feedback from people, and really get to fine tune this skill for exactly what we're launching here. Because this was always my end goal. I just knew that I couldn't rush it. We had to figure out how to do this the right way, the sustainable way, so it's not just a flash in the pan, but it's here for days, weeks, months, and ultimately years, because that's what I look at with crypto. It's all long term. It's not about, oh, this meme coin today or that pump and dump tomorrow. It's all about long-term gains, long-term growth, building something that you can look back and be proud of.
For those that are listening right now, Rick, and what if they ask the questions to say, what if there isn't much on the side of the NFT? Would your protocol, would that still be sustainable?
Yeah, the protocol by itself is sustainable without the NFT game. So that's just a bonus, right? But the protocol itself is 100% self-sustaining. Even if I got hit by a bus tomorrow and the NFTs stopped minting for some reason, the contract itself keeps it self-sustaining. There will always be pumps. There will always be added tokens to the APY in the farming pool. So you can't say something is decentralized or, you know, a smart contract if it requires a person. You can have a person that's helping it and, you know, pivoting along the way. But in order to truly be, you know, a self-sustaining anything, it has to be self-sustaining. And that means it needs to go by itself. And that's exactly how this was designed.
So it doesn't really fully rely on the NFT, the 50% from the NFT mint, in order for you to get that very good return on your investment through the APY, because you guys have built pretty much an automatic system where you can manually push it, but also it can also does it by itself.
Exactly. Yeah, the NFT is just a cherry on top, right? I mean, it's going to just continuously add additional buy pressure and additional rewards. But again, I mean, that's without the NFT, this thing is amazingly exciting just by the protocol by itself. You sprinkle in the NFT and the NFT game on top, and it's just, I mean, I'm getting chills over here thinking about what's really possible for this project.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm actually very excited, Rick. And again, what Rick said is actually on GemPad, the pre-sales on November 21st, and there are diamond tiers. So what that means
November
2nd. November 22nd.
No, just the 2nd. So November 2nd.
Okay. I think I accidentally put a 1 accidentally there. Okay, so November 2nd on GemPad, diamond tier. So for those that are familiar with the diamond tier, you have to go through a very rigorous vetting process to attain that diamond tier. So diamond tier looked at them, went through everything, and said, you know what, this qualified to be top, the highest tier level. So that means that they put a very high value in this project. So do not let the website fool you. And plus that, if you do the math, put one and one together, very unique contract, very unique concept. With Rick being a YouTube influencer at 109,000 followers as well. So I think that helps a lot as well. Yeah, I like you, Rick. I'm actually very excited. I know a lot of people actually look for things like this, jump in early, right? You want to make sure that you get in early and get that high APY.
Yeah, it always cracks me up, right? Yeah, the website, it's a pretty basic, website at this point. As we know, you guys pressured me. I'm either going to put together a medium or I'm going to put together a white paper. Every time I've done that, nobody's ever read it. They always come in and just ask the same questions in Telegram anyway. So I was like, what the hell? I'll just save myself some time and do another couple AMAs. But I'll put something together here for everybody probably tomorrow. That way it's ready in time to review. But it always cracks me up when we launch something and there's a website and there's a Twitter and there's a use case and utility and people are like, oh my God, it's, there's not enough information. Yet they're, jumping into this meme coin with no website, with a Halloween name. And they're like, yeah, we're going to get rich on that one. So it's, that's crypto for you.
Right. Sorry, Rick. I got kicked out for whatever reason.
All good. I was ranting like BitBoy right now. Anyway, it's all good.
No, I've heard the first part of it. You talk about people jumping in degen plays, right, with nothing, right, zero, nothing. But again, right, what's the saying? Don't judge the book by its cover, right? So you never really know, right, what the content is until you really dive in deeper into the project. So right now, with this instance, you do have a very unique contract here. I've never seen it. I'm excited to see how you guys are going to implement that and how the protocol is going to work out. But it looks like it's going to be very well because GemPad gave you a diamond tier and you had gone through all the testings already. So yeah, I'm actually very excited. Now the tokenomics, Rick, can we speak on that a bit? You mentioned that you have 100,000 total supplies. What about the tax on that?
Yeah, so the taxes are pretty simple. I wanted to reward buying and slap the selling, right? So there's only going to be a 2% tax on buying. That's it. 1% to marketing, 1% to liquidity. Then a 12% on selling. It's going to be 1% marketing, 1% dev, and then 10% liquidity. So the majority of the taxes is all going to liquidity because as we talked about with this project, liquidity matters, right? Liquidity matters. And we're not trying to get rich off of taxes. It's just simply not the way that I do things. If I'm going to make money on a project, it's because I bought in like everybody else, and then I worked my ass off to make it successful, right? There's no team tokens here, guys. If I want to buy in, I have to be one of the pre-sale buyers too, right? That's how it goes, and that's the way that I truly feel is the most important part of how I do these things is I'm not going to just sit on a bunch of tokens that I can dump on anybody anytime I want. If I'm going to say something is fair, damn it, it's going to be fair. And if I want to take a part of it, I'm going to have to really, put my money where my mouth is, so to speak. And then I have that much more incentive to bust my ass and make it successful for all of us.
I love it. Very well said. Now, do you have a private sale, Rick?
No. It's no private sale. The only sale is the GemPad public pre-sale. That's it. 120 spots, minimum of a 0.5 BNB buy, no maximum buy. So depending on how you feel about the project, you can show us there, right? And there's no private sale, no influencer tokens, no hidden wallets. It's all up there for grabs. So that's again the only way you can be fair about this.
And you are raising only, is that the soft cap or hard cap of 50 BNB?
That's a soft cap of 50 BNB. So how the hyper launches work, this is me taking GemPad's advice because they are the pre-sale experts, not myself. They do a whole lot more of them than me. They suggested we did a hyper launch. So what a hyper launch is you simply put a cap on the number of wallets that can invest. You set a soft cap, and you let people buy as much as they want. And so it could be, 50 could be all we raise, or we could raise 500, right? So it legitimately, people can come in as long as they're going to do a half a BNB, 100, the first 120 people to buy, that's the pre-sale. That's it.
I love it. I love the strategy of the hyper launch, because what it does is it creates a sense of urgency, right? It's not like your regular regular pre-sale where it just drags on forever. So yeah, I love that concept. So with that, and combined with your diamond tier, and combined with you being a crypto influencer, I think you have all the right ingredients for sure. Yeah, Rick, I think you have something very unique here. I know a couple of people that love projects like this, and they would die to go in early. So, and so November 2nd, right? So we will post again on your pre-sale.
At November 2nd, we're going up there, November 2nd. So it's going to start at 2 p.m. UTC, November 2nd. So make sure that you guys know, if you're, in the Telegram, obviously we'll have plenty of reminders. Even here in the, the USA Crypto Telegram, these guys are awesome. So just stay alert, stay part of the community, and you won't be able to miss it, because we're going to be talking about it a lot.
Perfect, Rick. So the last questions I have for you before we go on tech questions, unless you have something else to speak on, is can you speak about the partnership and just little, things, quick things, or the fundamentals over there, like what they do and how is that going to play with you guys?
Yeah, so Canosphere is what you could call probably the most innovative ecosystem that I've seen in the space. Under the radar project, they literally just yesterday. So I was actually pushing the Forever Farm presale until their new website was launched, because we had to wait for this amazing website. So canosphere.com, you guys can check it out. You'll see why I waited, because it's a sick ass website. So basically what they do is they have a true ecosystem over there as well, with a staking pool, with the NFT game, Launchpad themselves that they're looking to start launching projects from. Going to be some farming, maybe brought to you by Forever Farm, hint, hint, hint. So there's going to be some stuff going on over there within the ecosystem of Canosphere as well. So how that works is any project at all on BSC can come over to Canosphere and say they want to set up a staking pool and join the NFT game. Any project can join the NFT game, which is wild. So you see all these projects out there, all these meme tokens, no utility, no this, no that, solid communities. They're just chomping at the bit for something to do with all these tokens. Canosphere gives them that ability, gives them something to do with all those tokens. So they can utilize the staking platform, they can utilize the NFT game, and surprise, surprise, the NFT game also feeds those staking rewards, right, to continuously pay out higher APY on those. So this was just a match made in heaven. It just made a ton of sense, and it doesn't hurt that I'm also the co-founder over there. So that's that definitely didn't hurt.
All right, perfect. And the farm app, would that be ready on launch?
Everything. So as soon as GemPad lists us, right, because they handle the listing as part of the pre-sale, as soon as we're listed, the farming app is live, the NFT game is live. Everything is ready 100% right now. I could turn it on right now. The only thing we're waiting for is just the pre-sale. So yes, at launch, all utilities 100% active.
Perfect. So everything will be ready to go on launch day. All right. All right, Rick, I think we've covered everything. Is there anything else you want to speak on before we take some questions?
No, I'm excited to see what the questions are, right? If there's anything else that doesn't come up, I'm more than happy to cover it. But I really want to hear the questions from the community, questions from the people out there, and see what they're most interested in, most concerned about, right? Don't be shy with the questions. I'm a big boy. I can take it. So yeah, let's get hearing stuff from the community.
Perfect. So with that said, I think Mike's been keep tracking about the questions in the room there. So Mike's going to come on and he's going to ask a few questions.
Oh, man, I don't see any questions. No, I'm just kidding, brother. There's plenty of questions. I did see there was a few people that wanted to ask on voice. Let's see who that was. I believe that was Monster. Monster, if you want to ask your question on voice, please go ahead and unmute yourself, brother.
Okay. Thanks for the great opportunity. So, let me just move straight to my question. So, my question is, without sufficient funds, this project cannot carry out its construction properly. For me, the main priority is to have sufficient funds to run a project. Is your team financially able to carry out this project? How does this project generate revenue for the project and users? That question.
Mike, could you help me out with that one? It was breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure if you're catching up to that question.
My question is, without sufficient funds, this project cannot carry out its construction properly. For me, the main priority is to have sufficient funds to run a project. Is your team financially able to carry out this project? How does this project generate revenue for the project and users? Got the question now?
So obviously any business needs revenue, needs funds to be in business. So yes, so that's why right at launch, we will have the NFTs, the NFT game, which that's a revenue generating feature and utility for the project. In addition to that, they're bankrolled by me. So of course we got the money, baby.
Okay. Answer. So that is not on my question. I still have one more question to ask. So my last question is how do your project manage to strike a balance between developing the technology and also improving the value of the token?
Did you catch that one there? Sounds like how you're going to match your token development. Go ahead, Monster.
How do your project manage to strike a balance between developing the technology and also improving the value of the token? That's what I mean.
I think that's important, right? I'm a firm believer that utility and development is what should be driving token value, right? Too many times people buy into things that have no purpose, have no use case, have no nothing, and then they wonder why they're losing money in crypto. So yes, they go hand in hand. So it's a balance, but more in the sense that they're pushing each other together. So the more that you're increasing, the more funds and resources you have to continue development. But the beauty of this is my team here at Forever Farm is the same team that we have for Kennelsphere, and we're at the core, builders. So we love watching these things build and grow in tweaking them and adjusting them and kind of enjoy the challenges that is this crypto landscape, because it is wild. There are curveballs around every single corner that you have to be ready for. You have to be able to adapt to on the fly. And lucky for me, I'm surrounded by smart people. I'm not the smart one of the team. I got smart people, in the chats. I'm sure they'll take the credit for it. They probably should. But I got smart people around me that can handle all the development side.
Okay, thanks for the answer. I really love the way you answer my question. So if I have any more question, I'll just quickly go to your TG and make some research. So thanks for the answer, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate the questions there, brother. Anybody else want to ask any questions on voice? Oh, that's a horrible echo. But go ahead, bless one.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Seattle. Mike. Hi, Cryptonomics.
Hello.
Yeah. You guys can hear me, right?
Loud and clear, brother.
Yeah. Cryptonomics, I was wondering, since you guys are, partnering with Kernel Combat, right? So, I was wondering how the investors are gonna, benefit more from this partnership. And, I was thinking if you guys are gonna, probably give, let's say some top holders of, Forever Farm token, or probably the NFTs, some preferential treats, from the Kernel Combat launchpad or something of such. Have you thought about that?
So there's a couple things that we are likely going to be able to do to intertwine this partnership a little bit more. If you go to Kennelsphere.com, you'll notice one of the buildings on that homepage, which is a sick ass homepage, by the way. Go ahead and Thank you for making that amazing website, guys. I had nothing to do with it. But they really went out above and beyond on the website. But one of those buildings you'll see on the homepage is a farming coming soon. Perhaps something along the lines of a farming pool that never ends to go along with the ecosystem. So there's a lot of things in the works behind the scenes here.
Oh, okay, amazing. Is there kind of sneak peek of these NFTs that you have probably a demo of the game or something?
Yeah, I actually threw one in the USA crypto chat. It's probably buried under a million Modelo time chat things there. So I'm not sure if somebody has a link to it. They could maybe reply to it. I threw one of the sneak peeks in there. I'll throw another one in here after so you guys can see a couple different ones. But yeah, we got some cool looking farmer NFTs. They're ready for battle. They're ready to win some fights. And more importantly, they're ready to win you guys some B&B, because that's the perks for you for playing the NFT game is you actually win B&B. I mean, we saw one winner today win 0.4 on B&B in one battle. So some pretty cool stuff going on.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah. Well, I think Mike is gonna ask my other questions. I've threw them up, in the chat, so he's gonna check them out. Thank you so much, man.
All right. Well, one of the next questions that Blessed One had here in the main chat was about the game here. With the high number of games in the crypto space at the moment, I was wondering what is the extra features that the Kennelsphere NFT combat game will offer in order to entice and attract the gamers from other platforms?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. I think the most impactful part of what we're doing here is Kennelsphere at its core is a project for projects. And what that means, we've always, for the past year and a half, been kind of a home where all sorts of communities from these meme tokens kind of come together. And they actually hang out here with the kennel, regardless of what's happening with their other meme tokens, with the development or lack of development. So with that in mind is how we built out this NFT game from scratch. Again, nothing we do is cut and paste or cookie cutter. Everything is completely customized. So as far as I know, there's no other game that any project can just simply join in. They can have their NFTs minting, be part of the game, and battle project against project, NFT against NFT as part of a greater ecosystem. So to me, that in and of itself is the real win. So, just a little strategy on our end. What we're doing is we're not going after individual users like all these other projects are. We're going after projects. And when you find a project looking for utility, looking to be able to join an NFT game and give themselves some revenue, give themselves some meaning and some utility and some use cases for their community, you don't just get one user that way, you get their entire user base. So that's how we're going to be growing that. And that's what separates Kennelsphere and the NFT combat game from anything else out there.
I love the way it's looked at like that. That's a great way. All right, next question here is from Rayhand. In your website, you have mentioned that the buy tax is 2% and the sell tax is 12%. My question is, why is there such a huge difference between the buy and sell tax? To add to that question, maybe increase the buy tax to 4% and drop the sell to 10 for the first 24, 48 hours, in a sense. Just a thought.
Yeah, I appreciate the thought, and we're always open to advice or ideas from the community. But at the core, I want to incentivize the holders. I want to incentivize the people that are taking the risk, right? Because there's always risk in crypto. Let's be real with ourselves. Taking the risk and buying and holding this. So I didn't want to have a high buy tax for that reason. And then the sell tax, well, they're going to be seeing some amazing APYs, guys. When you see the APYs that you're going to be getting in this farming app, you're going to see why there's a high sell tax. Is because the APYs are going to be taking very much care of the sell tax. So yeah, I really wanted to not punish the buyers and not so much as punish the sellers, but really make up our entire tax, our entire win for the liquidity from the sells. Because I think that if you're going to tax one end, that's the end that should get taxed.
Well said, brother. 100% right. Next question from the same person here, Raihan, is that's a game again. Can you go a little more in depth about how the gameplay will actually be? Will you be able to communicate with others while playing the game? Is it a cut and dry, type of game, or will you be able to also select who you play with?
So you cannot pick who you fight, right? Because there's B&B on the line. So if you open up the ability to pick and choose your opponent, well, who's going to pick the strong guy to fight, right? So we definitely had to make it where it's all randomized. Again, guess what that means? It's fair, right? So everything is going to be fair with us. It's all randomized, all done via the blockchain. And the best example that I could give you right now is it's almost like a Pokemon style battle. Like it's an NFT card battle game. So there's no, there's no 3D world or anything like that. Who knows? Maybe down the line, I'll kick my dev's ass and get something built like that. But right now, it's more of an NFT stat versus stat with some cool, critical chances and things of that nature. So it's really all about building up your, minting an NFT, training it up, which is possible too. So every time somebody trains, it also creates buys for your token as well. So that's always good. So you mint your NFT, you train your NFT, then you can battle that NFT once per day. And that's, again, a random battle. Otherwise, people just fight the weak and win the BNB.
Okay, so touching on what you said there, that is a once per day playable game is what you're getting at?
One per day per NFT. So if you want to play multiple times, you can mint as many NFTs as you want. One NFT can fight one time every 24 hours.
Very good. And what is the process to minting your NFT? Is it as simple as just click mint on your website, connecting your wallet?
Exactly. So the Kennel Combat, you'll go to the Kennel Combat page, and it will have a list of the teams. Currently, there's the Kennel Sphere team, and there is the Auto Rise team. Those are the two active projects on there. In a couple days here, you'll see a Forever Farm team. You'll be able to click the Forever Farm team, click Recruit, which is mint, right? And then you'll connect your wallet, recruit your fighter, then you'll reveal whatever the NFT is, and then from there, you can train them up and start battling right away.
Pretty slick, brother. Next community question here is from, I hope I don't butcher this too bad, Lipkiwi. is for this project, what do you consider your most strengths are? And what is your inevitable weaknesses attached to your project? And how do you intend to minimize those?
Strengths, for sure, is innovation, right? Nothing we do has been done, right? So that's a strength. But on the flip side, that's also a weakness because you can't compare it to anything else out there because there's nobody else doing it. Where the first mover sometimes has the hardest job because it's education. It's telling people what it is, showing them what it is, telling them again what it is, and showing them again what it is because nobody listens the first time, right? So that's probably going to be both a strength and a weakness for us. And how we're going to combat that is exactly what we're doing here today. AMAs. I'll be on AMAs. I'll be on our voice chat. I make YouTube videos, right? There's how-to videos being made. We have the mediums up. So there's going to be more and more content created around the ecosystem explaining why it's different, how it's different, and how to truly maximize your experience in the ecosystem. But yeah, that's what I would say is our strength is innovation, and also probably our weakness is going to be the fact that we're going to have to spend so much time and so many resources dedicating to education because we are first.
Very well said, brother. I like that. Next question here from Pixless is, do you plan on working with any big game developers? And do you plan to make your own NFT game down the line?
So they can reach out. If the big boys want to play, I'm not a hard guy to find. There's so much in our heads that we want to build. So yes, everything is on the table. Everything is a possibility. But what I don't do is come in here and tell you things that I don't know are going to happen. Right? I'm not a guy that likes to hype things up based on false narratives, based on a bunch of lies like you see out there in the crypto space, and based on this pipe dream that could happen 2 or 3 years down the line. There's a reason why every one of our utilities is active at launch. That's because I'm not going to sit here and talk about things if we can't do it. And we're doing it at launch. So if any of those other things happen, you'll hear about it when I know it's coming. And when I know it's coming and I tell you, that means it's coming soon.
I like that. Never promise, always over deliver. Same person here is, why did you choose to go with a fear launch? Was that simply, your hyper launch, rather, the suggestion from GemPad is why you chose to go this way?
So this is my first presale that I've done. Everything else I've done, I've provided the initial liquidity, which I never get back, of course, right? That's just how it goes. But I just enjoy doing this. So the hyper launch jumped out at me because of how similar it is to a fair launch. So that already had my attention. And then in our conversations with the GemPad team, which I have to say, I'm going on record, they're great. If you're thinking about starting a project, talk to those guys. They're absolutely phenomenal over there. They're experts in their field. And I am successful today because I surround myself with people that are experts, and I humble myself to take their advice. So that's exactly what I did with GemPad. I humbled myself, I listened, and I took their advice, and I'm extremely happy that they were willing to give that advice. And I'm extremely happy that we have this, this partnership that for not just Forever Farm, but it looks like for a lot of things moving forward.
I love it, brother. Well said. Yeah, they're definitely great guys over at GemPad. Rainlands and Morty and all the bros. Definitely stand up gents. Next question from the community here is from CryptToken. It's talking about your NFTs. Can you go a little more in depth about the rarity levels and maybe some of the features of your NFTs, as well as will there be NFTs that are not integrated into the game?
So at launch, all NFTs will be part of the game. Will that change? Again, maybe. I'm not going to say yes, not going to say no, because anything's possible. But right now, we're hyper focused on the utilities that we have in driving the adoption and use case for the combat game, since that is the gift that keeps on giving. Right? If you create an NFT and you just have people mint it, and it just sits in their wallet and looks cool, that's not doing anything for them, and that's not doing anything for the ecosystem. But the NFT game in and of itself does do stuff for the ecosystem and does do stuff for them, because they can play the game and earn BNB, or they can actually earn BNB just from holding that NFT, because if somebody else clicks the fight button and it's paired up against me, but my NFT wins the battle, I win the BNB and not you, right? I didn't do anything. I was sleeping. So you can actually earn passively from these NFTs as well. So we're really focused in on that aspect of the NFTs for now. And the rarity for them is going to be mostly around the stats more than the images. The images are randomly generated via the blockchain as well. So that's going to be a bunch of random cool combinations. The real value, quote unquote, of these NFTs is going to be things like the critical hit chance, like the level, right? Like the armor, the extra attributes that are going to help you win these fights. Because one of the things that we track when you go to the combat webpage is all the winnings. So when these hit the marketplace on the third party marketplace, or if we end up launching an internal marketplace, then that's going to be something people are looking at, right? Is how strong is this NFT? How much has it actually won? And that will probably help you increase the resale value of those NFTs as well.
Perfect. I see a couple of guys in here. I just got to blow it out there. The community is saying, chug your Modelo, brother. There it is. Chug. Next community question while you're getting that down is about how does the team get paid? Is there any team wallet, or is that integrated into the marketing wallet? And is it vested? How do you guys make money? Do you just be a single holder and farmer?
Don't tell my team they're supposed to get paid. What the hell's going on here? We're not paying them. Now, so there are no team tokens, as I mentioned earlier. So you don't have to worry about getting dumped on. The team's buying into the presale. Hopefully we're fast enough, because 120 spots might go quick, right? But we truly believe if you're building something, you should be invested in it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to be holders just like you guys, farmers just like you guys. And yes, there is some revenue from it, right? 25% of every NFT minted goes to the marketing / team wallet to help us continue things like this post launch. So that is it. And then also, the 3%, the 1% on the buy and the 2% on the sell, which isn't that much for a big team that's building stuff. So we're focused again on long-term stuff, not about how much money we're going to make this week or this month or even this year. Right? Don't tell them again. Don't tell them I said that. But we're all focused on building something special here and knowing that if we're invested right now at launch and in 6 months, in 6 years, that's going to be worth a whole lot more than it is today. And we're the ones that are building it. We're in full control. We can't get rugged on this. So it's the smartest investment that we could ever make, being crypto lovers and crypto enthusiasts ourselves. So yes, I hope that answers your question, but we are 100% just like you guys. The only difference is we're working our asses off.
I love it. Next question here from the community here is talking back about the game, about your daily limit. I know you said there was a 24-hour use for each NFT. What is the actual daily yield limit that one NFT could yield?
It depends on a lot of things, right? So the more money that's in the combat reward pool from minting and things of that nature, the higher the max win will be. So right now it's about 0.25 is the average max win, 0.25 BNB. So you could actually win 0.25 BNB per day per NFT if you win your fight and you are lucky enough to get the max win. So there's a lot of randomization in there, right? There's a minimum win and a maximum win. So the minimum win is always more than what you paid to fight and paid for the gas. And the maximum win will increase as the platform increases as well.
Perfect. Still talking on the same subject here is, say I lose my network connection while I'm playing the game. Is there a risk to losing that battle altogether? Or I know you were touching on this earlier about, you can basically sleep and play your NFT at the same time. Does that come into effect?
The beauty of this game is it is 100% on the blockchain. This isn't some blend of Web 2 / Web 3 / blockchain technology. This is 100% on the blockchain. Yes, there's a user interface that we make so you can actually use it a lot easier. But you could, if you knew how, battle this NFT without the user interface. Okay, so you could lose your internet connection as soon as you hit confirm on MetaMask. It's on the blockchain. It's done. And guess what? If you didn't hit confirm yet on MetaMask, that means they didn't take your money for the gas, right? So there's no risk involved with that.
Perfect. And is there transfer fees on the NFTs?
No, there's no transfer fees on the NFTs and no transfer fees on the token to wallet without getting taxed.
Perfect. Let's see here. I think we're getting close to the top here, brother. Yeah, I think, let me go back down to the bottom here. Everybody telling you to chug your Modelo. Let's see. I think we nailed it, brother. That's all the questions I'm seeing in the community. If anybody, missed their questions or want to continue to ask their questions, make sure you shoot this brother right here, Crypto Rick, a DM, and he'll be sure to answer anything you guys got. With that being said, I'm going to kick it back to Seattle.
I'm not a hard guy to find. I'm always in the community. My team's there. The community's there. Always here to help answer any questions you have, whether it's about Forever Farm, the NFT game, any of it at all, guys. I'm an open book. I'm fully transparent, as you can see. I'm not just KYCed. I'm doxxed. I'm going to probably go party with Mike at a Patriots game here soon. So you'll see me around the USA crypto community. I was there before the AMA. I'll be there after, right? So this has been really fun. Been a real pleasure.
100%, brother, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it real soon. With that being said, I appreciate it. I'm going to kick it back to Seattle. Thanks, Rick.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the questions. Chuck 5 Modelo, and I will put 5 BNB in. I love it. All right. Let's see it, Rick. Come on. Let's see it.
I don't even have 5 Modelo. I'm old, man. I'm old.
All right. Well, Rick, very well articulated yourself through all the answers. I'm very excited to see your project when you guys roll it out. Very unique. I have not seen it before. So thank you again, Rick, for being here. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Yeah, last word you leave us with, Rick?
Yeah, absolutely right. I just want to thank everybody for joining. I mean, 182 people on here listening to me talk about something that was once up here and is now actually, coming to life. And it's a really, really exciting time for me, for the team that put in the work over the months and months and months we've been working on this. So we are very, very excited. And again, there's a lot of choices out there when you're choosing what projects to go out there and support and put your hard-earned money and your hard-earned crypto into. And that's why I wanted to come on camera, show you I'm a normal person, just like you guys. I'm a crypto lover. I'm USA-based, baby. That's right, USA crypto. And, I'm not going anywhere. So can I promise you 100X? Absolutely not. I can't. Right? Will I do everything in my power to get us there? Absolutely, I will. What I can promise you is we're not going anywhere. You can sleep on this project. You cannot worry about it disappearing, and like we see with so many other things out there, and that we're going to continue to build and innovate around this. And in this space, I think that's as much as any dev could ever truly promise you without talking out of his ass. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to promise you to give it my 100%. The team's doing the same. We're going to be here for you guys, and we're going to try our damnedest to make this thing something really special.
Very well said. Again, Rick is a crypto influencer over in YouTube, 109,000 followers. They do have a diamond tier in GemPad. The pre-sale, the hyper launch will start on November 2nd, around 2 p.m. UTC. And 50 BNB is a soft cap. Very unique contract. Well, with that said, Rick, usually what we like to do is we like to raise awareness to your Telegram room. We want to send people over there and maybe say, you great AMA, USA crypto. Mike will go there and pick a $25 winner. Is that something that you want us to do?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Looks like we all right, perfect. You froze on me for a second there. I'm not sure it's me or you. All right. Looks like everyone's cheering for you there, Rick. Looks like the community really enjoyed the presentation. All right, with that said, Mike's gonna come back on and we're gonna do a couple $50, $25 giveaway.
Love it. All right, let me get the screen pulled up here. Might have to kick your beautiful face off there, Rick, for a second to share it. All right. Like Seattle said, we're going to have $25 for one random attendee on this wheel, which we had 193 total participants. And we'll shuffle that up in just a minute. We're also going to do $25 to the best question. I'll sift through all those like always and choose the best I feel. And like Seattle also said, which Johnny in the main chat should be doing now, should be joining Forever Farms Telegram saying great AMA at USA Crypto Group. And I'll give you guys about 10, 15 minutes as always, so there's a fair shot. And come on over and pick an additional $25 winner. Without holding you guys up any longer, let's shuffle up this wheel and grab a winner. Ricky MP, congratulations, brother, $25 winner. You've been here forever. I don't think I've seen an AMA without you in it, so I appreciate that commitment. That's it for the wheel tonight, bros and ladies. And Crypto Rick, I appreciate you coming in tonight. Very well articulated, like Seattle said, and I really enjoyed tonight's AMA. And, looking forward to cracking a beer with you real soon.
Sounds like a plan, man. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. I'll have everything posted, pinned very shortly. Rick, I'll also have a copy of the Telegram recording as well as a YouTube link upload to you very shortly. And we'll see you all in the next one. Thank you, Seattle, as well. Perfect hosting as always, brother.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Nice,